All right, ladies and gentlemen, here we go. Race 1 at Suzuka. Nick Sorensen and Adam Barker are on the front row. Avery Walker and Ian Tanzius on the second row. Andrew Lau, Rudolph Gunther on the third row. Simon Zierk, Mike Marshall on the fourth row. Mike Dolling and Ellis Johnson round out the top 10. Roman Berg starting in 11th, next to Robert Joe in 12th. Harry Volsmere will not be taking the grid this morning. Everybody getting ready and stacked up behind the pace car. Looks like we're just waiting on one more driver to get to the grid. A lot of familiar faces and quite a few new cars out here this morning. Pace car leading them off, Sorensen at the front. There's a lot of places on this track where it is very tricky to turn. Some very high speed corners here as well. And up through the S's, things can get out of hand very quickly. Every one of these drivers hoping for just a little bit of extra grip today. Track temperature has actually come down a little bit, as has the air temperature. Air down to 66, track down to 68. That'll give them just a hair more grip, and that cooler air will give them just a little bit more power. Through that final chicane, where I am sure we're going to see some action here today. The Porsche pace car is on pit road. Sorensen out front. He is fired. They are away. Green flag is in the air at Suzuka. Down into that very fast but very tricky first turn. Everybody makes it through clean and up through the S's. Very little heat in the tires right now to point that you need all the grip you can get. Lau in that new Conliff Racing Porsche already starting to make his way forward up into fourth. The rookie Ian Tanzius trying to hold off the veteran Rudolph Gunther. Adam Barker, Avery Walker battling for second. Sorensen already starting to open up a bit of a gap. Andrew Lau back and forth trying to close that gap. Tanzius has gotten back past Rudolph Gunther into fifth. Rudolph back to sixth. Simon in seventh. Mike Dolling, the Minister of Defense, on the move. He is now up into 8th. Ellis Johnson, the other rookie here this morning, in the Lambo, trying to make his way forward, holds on to 10th. Nick Wild Thing Sorensen leads lap 1. Mike Marshall, who we mentioned, 2 podium finishes last week, trying to make his way up, currently sits in 9th. Up through the S's, the Corvette definitely has a bit of a power and straight line advantage, but it is a little bit bigger and does not handle as well as some of the other ones. Meanwhile, it's a McLaren out front, followed by an Audi, then 4 Porsches. 3rd, 4th, 5th, and 6th, all Porsche powered. Avery Walker, Andrew Lau, Ian Tanzius, and Rudolph Gunther. Simon in 7th in the BMW has Mike Dolling's McLaren all over the bumper. Mike Marshall in 9th as Ellis Johnson in 10th on his bumper, with Roman Berg and Robert Joe still lurking back behind. Barker trying to close up through that high-speed left-hand kink. Still sitting about 0.7 of a second back. Mike Marshall had a problem just a moment ago. Looks like just a bit of an off track. Didn't lose any ground, but may have gotten himself a slowdown. He still holds on tonight. Ellis Johnson in 10th. Adam Barker has slipped back to 3rd, but did just set the fastest lap so far. But Avery Walker took the position, has moved into 2nd place. Ian Tanzius, as we mentioned, a rookie here this morning, currently runs in 5th. And a few cars going wide there at the far end of the track as they try and build a little momentum. Robert Joe staying right with Roman Berg, 11th and 12th at the moment. Ellis Johnson still trying to hold on to 9th place Mike Marshall's back bumper. Mike Dolling still on Simon's bumper, hasn't made a move yet. Rudolph Gunther losing a little bit of ground on the rookie as Tanzius stays right on Andrew Lau's back bumper. Avery Walker now in second. Adam Barker back in third. Remember, Avery comes in today second in points behind Adam, but way behind, like 100 points back. He is going to need to beat Adam by a lot to start gaining ground. Meanwhile, Nick Sorensen out front so far has just had a nice Sunday cruise, has a 1 1/4 second lead at the moment. And so far, no major problems for any of the drivers. It has been smooth sailing these first few laps. However, don't expect that going into race 2 when the top 7 from race 1 will invert at the start. The winner of this race will have to come from 7th place through a lot of traffic. Tansy is still on Lau's back. Holy cow! Looks like Tansy is getting a better run up through the S's. Just can't get into a position to capitalize. Avery Walker is starting to chip away just a little bit at Nick Sorensen's lead. Now down to about 1.1 seconds at the moment. Andrew Lau and Ian Tanzia still battle 4th and 5th. Rudolph back there in 6th. Simon Zierk in 7th with Mike Dolling on his bumper in 8th. Mike Marshall still holds on in 9th. And Marshall has pulled a little bit of a gap now on Ellis Johnson in 10th. Robert Joe in 11th, Roman Berg in 12th. Harry Volsmir unfortunately did not grid. This is the kind of track Harry is tough to beat at. At the line, Sorensen's lead is now less than a second. Avery chipping away even more. Avery also starting to put a gap between him and Barker. Tanzius is now taken 4th from Andrew Lau. Let's see how Tanzius managed to get that done. Just uses that slipstream as they head off into the kink side by side. He gets just enough ahead. He clears and takes the position before they get to the chicane. Mike Dolling and Simon Zierk battling. Simon gets the nose ahead. As they come through at the far end of the track, and we had a car around, Andrew Lau has had a huge problem. See if we can see what happened with Andrew Lau, who was running in 5th. Oh, just loses the back end there in the middle. Gets it off track, but waiting for the rest of the field to get by. He had a huge, huge setback. Adam Barker has moved back into 2nd as Avery Walker has taken the lead. There's Sorensen just ahead, gets loose through that turn. Avery Walker and Adam Barker both managing to slide by. There's Sorensen through there. Just same thing we saw a moment before. That turn looks to be getting a bit greasy. Avery Walker now out front, has an 0.8 of a second lead over Barker. Sorensen currently in 3rd, closing back up on Barker. Does he have enough time to get back to the lead? The Porsche definitely has a bit of an advantage up through the S's here. But Adam in the Audi and Nick in the McLaren staying with them. And that big exchange has brought Ian closer and closer. He is 2.4 seconds back and gaining ground. Rudolph Gunther now in 5th, Simon Zierk in 6th, Mike Dolling in 7th, Mike Marshall up to 8th, Ellis Johnson currently in 9th, and Andrew Lau in 10th after his incident. Robert Joe now up into 11th. Roman Berg had a problem a moment ago. He has slipped back to 12th. Robert Joe overshooting that turn at the far end of the track. And then a moment later, just a bit wide and a bit of a slowdown. Avery Walker still out front. Sorensen on the attack. Tried to take the lead through turn 1. Couldn't get it done. Andrew Lau back on the move. Oh! Andrew was on the move. He had moved back up in the ninth. A bit of a bobble. Avery Walker, Adam Barker, and Nick Sorensen almost nose to tail. Avery can't seem to get broke away. Last time by, Ian lost a little bit of ground, now 2.8 seconds back. But if these three start battling, that rookie's going to come flying up here. Rudolph Gunther holds on to fifth. Despite being jet lagged, the points leader currently in second place, but Avery Walker just ahead. Oh, Adam having a little problem there through the, holy cow! Well, that's the definition. A full send right there. Might have been a little too much send. Let's see what happened. Coming out of the kink, we saw the car getting squirrely. He tries to gather it up, drifts it through the grass into the dirt. He does get it checked up and going again, but slips back into fourth place. Wow. Full send or no send. That incident has had a bit of an impact on the top three. Ian Tanzius now in third and closing back up on the leaders. He is now less than 2.5 seconds behind Sorensen. That far end of the track does appear to be getting a little bit greasy and might have thrown some debris on the track back there as well. Avery comes out of the chicane into that final turn. Should see the white flag this time. White flag flies one more time around at Suzuka. Mike Marshall and Andrew Lau have had problems back behind. Mike Marshall looks like coming into the chicane just overshoots it a hair. Just a hair. See if we can... There we go. Andrew obviously had a big issue through the kink. A hard hit into the tires. Limps it back in, and Ellis Johnson has had a problem. Ellis, the lone driver in the Lambo this morning, comes into the chicane, misses completely, and has to stop to give up the time. Avery Walker into the final chicane. He'll head down the front straightaway, coming from third to finish with the win in race 1 at Suzuka. Nick Sorensen comes home in second, and the rookie Ian Tanzius comes home in third. And Avery celebrates with style. Let's see if we can get a word with our top 3, starting with the rookie. Ian, you got to be happy your rookie race to come home on the podium.
Oh, dude, amazing. I didn't think I'd get up there. I figured I'd spin out at 130R at least once or twice during this thing.
We did see a few people spin out back there, but man, you managed to keep it pointed the right way when everybody else was struggling and kept some consistent pace and got it done.
Yeah, managed to work my way around Adam at some point, doing a good job of defending me there for a while.
Well, man, a great job. Definitely making an impression as a rookie. Congratulations.
Hey, thank you, man.
Nick Sorensen comes home in second. Nick, early on, it looked like you had this one locked up.
Yes, but that's why the race is 20 minutes, because you never know.
It did get a little spicy down on the far end of the track for quite a few people, but I have to say you probably had the best save because you were the only one to get out of shape there and still hold on to it.
Yeah, I had 2 good saves, one in the spoon corner a few laps before. That's what let Avery and Adam get ahead, and then I was pushing way too hard there to try and catch him on the last lap, and you're right, I did make a lucky save.
Oh, man, it was still a great start to the morning, another podium, plus you come home ahead of Adam. That's got to be a win.
Yeah, finishing well in the first race. Well, finishing well in both races is the goal, so the first step is done.
Great job, buddy.
Thanks.
And finally, our winner, Avery Walker. Avery, man, a great start to the morning.
Yeah, thank you. Not what I expected, honestly. I don't really like Suzuka, and those guys are definitely faster, but both of them were able to make mistakes, and that worked out.
It definitely did work out, and their mistakes definitely benefited you, but definitely a fast morning. Not only that, Adam has been pulling away in the points. You finally started to make a little bit of a dent back into it.
Yeah, definitely. That's what I'm shooting for, hoping to do all the races this season and give Adam a run for his money for the championship, so we'll see.
Well, man, a great job. One heck of a victory. You kept it consistent all morning and got it done. Great job, buddy.
Thank you.
Avery Walker gets the win. Worth noting, the top 3 were Porsches. Let's see how race 2 goes. Here in just a moment, the top 7 do invert. So Avery Walker, by virtue of winning, will start race 2 in 7th place. Ian Tanzi has put on quite a show this morning. Did a great job out there as a rookie to come home on the podium. Can he make it 2 for 2 this morning? Rudolph Gunther having a great finish as well. Mike Marshall also ended up in the top 10 once again. However, looks like the 3 drivers ahead of him in points all finished ahead of him. He was right there within that 3-point gap between him, Avery, and Sorensen. Hopefully in race 2, he'll be able to make up some more ground in the points. Speaking of, Mike Marshall sitting on pit road. Surprised we don't see anybody out on track practicing pit road entry here. We usually do during the warm-up, but hey, warm-up's over. It's time to go back racing. All right, ladies and gentlemen, here we go. Race 2 from Suzuka. Mike Dolling, the Minister of Defense, starts up front next to Simon Zierk. Rudolph Gunther, Adam Barker on the second row. Ian Tanzius, Nick Sorensen have the third row. Avery Walker, Mike Marshall in the fourth row. Robert Joe and Ellis Johnson round out the top 10. Roman Berg starts in 11th next to Andrew Lau in 12th. Andrew Lau had a great start to race 1 but lost a lot of ground due to multiple incidents. Can he fight his way back to the front? Also remember, in this race, they will have to make a fuel stop. Pit strategy, it definitely will come into play. Mike Dolling did not take the grid. The Minister of Defense not starting at the front. We'll have to wait and see. Does he take the start from pit road, or is he done for the morning? Simon Zierk and Rudolph Gunther will now have the front row. Into that final chicane where we've already seen a few problems here today. The Porsche pace car dives to pit road. Rudolph Gunther fires immediately. They are down and away. Green flag is in the air. And wow, we got a lot of movement as the rookie is already battling for second. Adam Barker on the attack moving forward. Here comes Sorensen. Rudolph Gunther at the front. Ian Tanzius already up into second. Adam Barker, Simon Zierk battle for third, back behind. Andrew Lau also already on the move. He is up into 10th. The rookie Ellis Johnson already up into 8th. Adam Barker has the run on Simon. He'll go to third. Hey, good morning, Pudsey. And thank you so much for the raid. And it looks like there's trouble back behind. Mike Marshall, Andrew Lau, and Robert Joe all appear to have had a problem. There's Mike Marshall headed off through the kink. He shoots a little wide. Looks like everybody may have just overshot the turn. Yep. But everybody gathers it back up. Everybody headed in the right direction. As the rookie has just taken the lead. Ian Tanzius to the lead for the first time. What a morning the rookie is having. A podium in race 1, now the lead in race 2. Hey, good morning, Game Time. Thank you for the bits. Appreciate you guys so much for being here this morning. Rudolph still holds on to second. Adam Barker in third. Simon Zierk currently running in fourth. Not for long. Sorensen makes the move into the chicane, but can't make it stick. Avery Walker takes advantage. Avery sneaks by and takes fifth. And Avery already to the back bumper on Simon Zierk. Sorensen tries to peek in again. Meanwhile, out front, Ian Tanzius has the fastest lap of race 2 so far, and has already opened up a 1.5 second lead on Rudolph Gunther. Back behind, Avery Walker on the march, trying to get the move on Simon. Simon has the inside line. Out of the hairpin, though, the Porsche manages to pull ahead. Avery Walker is on maximum attack this morning. Ellis Johnson, the other rookie in the field, up into 8th, but he has Andrew Lau right behind. Whoa! Quite a bit of debris thrown up there. Adam Barker currently in 2nd, took the position from Rudolph. Tanzia set the fastest lap again last time by. Adam Barker in 2nd, now 2.5 seconds back and losing ground. Rudolph Gunther in 3rd, Avery in 4th, Simon in 5th. And just waiting for Pudsey to tell us what the track looks like. A lot of battling as Sorensen trying to get past Simon. That is allowing several cars to close back up. Sorensen trying to make up from his problems in race 1. But Simon's not gonna make it easy. Wow. Sorensen finally manages to take the position after battling for half a lap. That has brought the other rookie, Ellis Johnson, closer. Andrew Lau lurking behind as dust flies everywhere. Looks like Rudolph Gunther may have had a problem. No, it was Barker. Rudolph overshot the chicane. And just ahead of Rudolph, Adam Barker gets a little squirrely through the kink and a hard hit into the wall. And a big checkup for the cars behind as Adam tries to get back on track. He takes it to pit road. Wow. Hey, good morning, Dazzy. The rookie Ian Tanzius now has a 4.7 second lead on Rudolph Gunther and Avery Walker. But from second on back, it is nose to tail. Rudolph, Avery, Sorensen, and Simon Zier all right there. As Andrew Lau on the attack. Into the kink. Lau can't carry the momentum out. Ellis Johnson trying to fight him into the chicane. And a drag race down the front straightaway. Side by side as they go off into turn 1. Lau manages to go a little bit deeper. Moves himself up into 6th. Ian Tanzius, meanwhile, continues to extend his lead as Avery and Sorensen battle again. This part of the track definitely feels a lot tighter when you're out there. Avery manages to pull ahead. Sorensen now battling with Simon yet again. Ellis Johnson now up into 7th, the other rookie putting on quite a show here this morning. No problem, Dazzy. How are you today, buddy? Ian's lead continuing to grow. It is now almost 6.5 seconds on Rudolph. Avery and Nick still nose to tail. Simon Zierk and Andrew Lau both within striking distance. Adam Barker has had another problem. There's Adam at the far end of the track. And again, the back end just steps out. That end of the track has bit a lot of drivers this morning. Avery Walker takes second place from Rudolph. Rudolph still holds on to third as Ian Tanzi has set another fast lap. Tanzi is the only car so far under the 2-minute mark in race 2. Avery now to second, but is 8.8 seconds back. He has got a lot of work to do. Rudolph Gunther still sitting in third. Sorensen now up into 4th. Simon Zierk in 5th. Andrew Lau now up to 6th. Ellis Johnson holds on to 7th. Another rookie, Robert Joe, now up into 8th. Roman Berg in 9th. Mike Marshall appears to be struggling here in the second race. He is back in 10th. And Adam Barker, after the early problems, back in 11th. This morning, definitely a huge morning in the points for Avery Walker. Remember, Avery came into this morning second in points, but 100 points back from Barker. He is going to gain a lot of ground here. In fact, as they run right now, Avery Walker would gain 25 points on Barker. A fourth of the gap, plus the few points he picked up in race 1. Suzuka could be a huge race for Avery. Ian Tansius, the rookie here this morning, already just setting into a rhythm. He's got an 8-second lead on Avery Walker. Rudolph Gunther in third, trying to hold on to the podium, but Sorensen may get a run down the front stretch. Side by side, the McLaren takes third, Sorensen back up to third. Rudolph Gunther drifts back into fourth, Simon still in fifth, and Andrew Lau has caught Simon. Lau definitely on the march today. Avery Walker, since moving into second, has started to chip away just a little bit at Ian's lead. The gap now 7.6 seconds. He still has plenty of time to catch the leader, but Ian has set the fastest laps this morning. He's got clean air and no problems. He might be able to keep that gap. Ellis Johnson, one of the other rookies, along with Robert Joe. Ellis in seventh, Robert in eighth. Ellis trying to close down the gap to the field ahead. Rudolph Gunther, Simon Zierk, and Andrew Lau all right there. And looks like Simon may have a run. Down into turn one though, Rudolph pulls back ahead. Whoa! Close call as they came out of the first turn. Simon tried to complete the pass. Couldn't quite get there. Now Simon's going to try it in the S's. Oh, Simon's around. Simon was on the attack, but goes around. That hurt. Take a look at this from a different angle. There you see, just snaps loose. Tried to push it a little bit too hard. Looking down from the, oh, he almost got into Rudolph, had to tap the brake, and that sent him around. Ouch. Nick Sorensen now in third place. Just set the fastest lap of the morning. The top three all under 2 minutes a lap now. But Sorensen is closing back up on second place. Avery Walker. Avery still almost 8 seconds behind the leader, Ian Tansius, at the moment. Avery won the first race this morning, started back in 7th, has already made his way to 2nd, but has the rookie gotten too far ahead? And now he has to worry about Nick Sorensen, who's just over a second behind and closing. Adam Barker has moved back into 10th place. Roman Berg, the first pit stop of the morning. He is on his way back out. Looks like a long stop. He may have gotten a penalty on that. Roman scooting over to left. Whoa, it gets a little close. As second place, Avery Walker slips by. Nick Sorensen in third, now about 0.8 of a second back. Sorensen has had the fastest lap the last 2 times by. Ian Tanzius definitely wants to hear on his radio that Avery and Sorensen have started battling. His lead 8.4 seconds at the moment. But if these two start doing battle, he will pull further away. Andrew Lau in 4th, Rudolph in 5th. Ellis Johnson now up into 6th place. The rookie's doing very, very well this morning. Although I still do not know what that is on the side of Ellis's car. If anybody knows, please tell me what that's from. It almost looks like a Minecraft thing. Oh no, the rookie is sideways and in the wall. See if we can see what sent him around. Did he? Oh, he went too far. Got into the grass, and that Lambo slams that outside wall hard. The grass here is like ice. As soon as you hit, as soon as you go just a little too far wide, you're in trouble. We have seen it all morning. Avery still in second. Sorensen less than half a second back. Just past the halfway point. Everybody can go the distance from here. So we could start seeing pit stops any moment. Ellis Johnson has been to pit road and back out. Ellis currently in 10th place, but the Lambo is back in one piece. Adam Barker now up in the 9th. Mike Marshall has made his way up into 8th. Simon Zier currently back in 7th after that spin. The other rookie, Robert Joe, now up into 6th place. Rudolph Gunther holds on in 5th. Andrew Lau in 4th, trying to close back up on Sorensen and Walker. 3rd and 2nd. And of course, Ian Tanzius, the other new rookie here this morning, out front by 7.9 seconds. Avery Walker and Nick Sorensen have not gained very much ground on the leader. Sorensen has the fastest laps of the morning. If he gets to 2nd, can he run Ian down? Simon Zierk has just moved into 6th, getting past the rookie Robert Joe. Robert Joe is coming in. This is the first of the scheduled stops. Ellis Johnson had his incident, came in for repairs. Let's see, will he be taking tires? No, it looks like it's fuel only. Mike Marshall is in. Mike is taking tires. Will we see the rest of the leaders in this time? Avery Walker and Nick Sorensen still right beside each other. 7.5 seconds back from the leader. Andrew Lau in 4th, was gaining on Sorensen and Walker, but has now slipped 10 seconds back. Rudolph Gunther still holding on for a top 5. Simon Zierk, though, is closing in. Sorensen is in. Avery Walker also in. Now the question is, will one or both of these drivers take tires? Sorensen is up. He is taking tires. Avery is not. Rudolph Gunther is coming in. Simon Zierk is in right behind. Andrew Lau has stayed out and taken 2nd. Ian Tanzius has not been in yet. Nick Sorensen holds on to third as he comes off pit road. Adam Barker now up to fourth. Barker likely will still need a stop. He pitted on lap 4 for repairs, but likely does not have enough fuel to go the distance. Avery comes off pit road in 5th. Rudolph Gunther in 6th. Simon Zierk back in the fight in 7th. That leaves only Ian Tanzius, who the leader is on pit road. Andrew Lau, the only other car that has not been in. Although we do expect Barker will have to make another stop. And the leader is up for tires. Andrew Lau is headed in. Nick Sorensen heads into the final chicane. Ian is on his way back out. Sorensen headed down the front straightaway. Ian is out and into turn 1. Andrew Lau on his way back out. Looks like he will maintain 5th. This would be the first time in NSS history for a rookie to win in their first week in competition. Ian still holding about 5 seconds ahead of Sorensen. Barker still in third with the big fuel question mark. Avery Walker still holds on to fourth, Lau in fifth. Rudolph Gunther back in sixth has stepped up the pace. He is closing in on Andrew Lau, but he is 11 seconds back. Simon Zierk currently in seventh. Robert Joe in eighth. Ellis Johnson in ninth. Mike Marshall in 10th. Roman Berg having a rough morning back in 11th. Nick Sorensen starting to step the pace up. He has gained some ground on this lap. He is now just 4.1 seconds behind the leader. With 11 and a half minutes to go, he still has time to get it done. Good morning, Manny. Welcome in, Raiders. How you doing this morning, Manny? Hope you're having a great day. Nick Sorensen in second. Just set the fastest lap of the morning. Good morning to Ice Nexus as well. And welcome. Hey, thank you, Manny. Appreciate it, buddy. Ian Tansey is still out front. His lead about 4 1/4 seconds last time by. Nick Sorensen gained 3/4 of a second on the leader. 9 and a half minutes to go. He can still get it done. Adam Barker in third. We're not sure. Nope, Adam is in. He needed fuel. Avery Walker will reclaim third place. Now the question is, how far will Adam drop and how many points can Avery make up? Hope everybody, thank you for coming in, Raiders. Hope everybody is having a great Sunday. Don't forget, we have more racing tonight, 7:30 Eastern. The BRR Cup Series is back, immediately followed by the SMRX Series. 50-plus cars will try and qualify for 36 spots in the SMR Series. There's been some wild, exciting racing the last few weeks. Ian, last time by, has started to pull away just a little bit. Sorensen pushing that McLaren to the limit. Riding along with Nick Sorensen through turn 1. As he comes up and heads into the S's. The S's through Suzuka are a lot of fun, but you can definitely gain or lose a lot of time through here. Coming out of the S's, heading into the sunset. Two right-hand kinks back on the power toward the hairpin. Down into the hairpin, hard left-hand turn. Almost down into first gear, then back on the power, up through the gears as you come through the right-hander. And at the far end of the track where we have seen a lot of drivers have problems here this morning, trying not to overshoot and get a slowdown. Back on the back straightaway to run down into the final kink. Carry as much speed as possible through the kink, heading down into the final chicane. Out of the chicane, back on the power and headed toward the start-finish line. Across the line, Sorensen did that lap in 1:59.77. Adam Barker is back on pit road. This is unexpected. Hello Kitty having all sorts of problems today. Avery Walker back in third. As we mentioned earlier, a huge points day. And the rookie, Ian Tanzius, with a podium finish in race 1, definitely has let everybody in NSS know he is here this morning. Ellis Johnson, the other rookie, in 7th, along with Robert Joe, the third rookie this morning, currently in 8th. Avery Walker back in third, now just 5 seconds behind Sorensen and gaining. But Sorensen, that time by, lost a lot of ground. Ian now 4.6 seconds ahead. Hey, good morning, Lucid. And welcome. Avery Walker still chipping away at second place. But Ian Tanzius in the lead. He is starting to pull back out a little bit of a gap. The sun going down, the track temperature has come down as well. Track temperature now down to 66 degrees. Air temperature also cooling off, now down to 65, giving the drivers just a little bit more grip. And the engine's running just a little bit better. Ian onto the front straightaway, may see the white flag. Andrew Lau now up into fourth place. Rudolph Gunther is making an unexpected stop. He gives up fifth. Tanzius, meanwhile, is holding about 4.3 seconds ahead of Sorensen. Avery Walker in third, 5.4 seconds back. Rudolph back on track, just ahead of Mike Marshall and just behind Adam Barker. 8th, 9th, and 10th, all right there together. Tanzius heads off into the final chicane, and for the first time in GT3 NSS history, a rookie will win his first outing here at Suzuka. And celebrates in style. Nick Sorensen coming home in second. Avery Walker finishes in third. Let's see if we can talk to our top three. Avery, a great battle to come home in third, but especially a huge points morning.
Yeah, no, I'm happy with that. Would have been great to get the win again, but Ian crazy fast, Nick crazy fast. I genuinely, there was no way I was catching up with them. So happy with that for a really tough race.
Well, man, it was a tough race, but a great job coming home on the podium once again. Congratulations.
Thank you, Doug.
Avery coming home in third. Nick Sorensen comes home in second. Nick, a great second place finish, and it looked like after that pit stop, you started gaining a little ground on Ian, but just wasn't enough.
Yeah, you're exactly right, Doug. That's it. Really happy with second place here. But that's what happened. Ian had a good lead, and we were trying to battle each other back there to get up there. And then he did exactly what he was supposed to do, just protected his lead and brought it home. So, but still happy with second place.
Well, definitely so, man. A great race. Congratulations.
Yeah, thanks, Doug. Good job, everybody, today.
And finally, our winner for the first time ever, a rookie in victory lane. Well, Ian, you made history this morning. The first time a rookie has come into NSS and won in their first week.
Is that really the first time?
Yep.
That's awesome.
And it was a rather dominant performance. You lost some ground on pit road. You'll have to have a chat with your pit crew.
Yeah, did you see that I was out of fuel coming into the pit lane?
No, I missed that.
Yeah, I meant to pit the lap before. I wasn't paying attention to my fuel, and I was out of fuel coming into pit lane. That's why I was fuel saving that last lap out, is so I had enough to actually make it in. If you go back and look, I'm lifting into every single turn.
Well, any way you look at it, it worked out perfectly, so I just call it really good strategy.
Yeah, we'll call it that. It was a bonehead move on my decision.
Well, a great job today, a dominant performance, and making history as well. Congratulations.
Hey, thank you, man. It was fun.
Ian Tanzius gets the first ever rookie win in NSS. And wow, what a performance. Folks, thank you guys so much for tuning in. Don't forget tonight at 7:30 Eastern, BRR Cup Series followed by the SMR X Series. Some awesome racing tonight. Thank you guys so much for being here. Hope y'all had as much fun as we did. Have a great night, y'all.